Right, let's crack on with the video. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the BBB podcast. Today's guest goes by the name of Rush360. Some of you may know him from being a cheater in Call of Duty Warzone. This guy actually had his content used by Call of Duty when they were showing how Ricochet anti-cheat in fact worked. So we're going to be getting into that a little bit today, along with asking his expert opinion on some of the streamers that we've actually exposed on this channel. So let me know a little bit about why you started cheating in Call of Duty Warzone in the first place.
So the biggest thing for me is I've always wanted to be a streamer. I've always wanted to have views. My biggest thing was just getting views, and I couldn't find a like, everybody's the same thing. Everybody's streaming Call of Duty. Everybody's doing the same stuff. I wanted to be different than everybody else. So I decided to cheat, but not hide it and act like a fool and getting paid for it like a lot of streamers do. What I do is show my walls, show everything, and just expose Activision for not, doing anything about. I mean, do you realize right now, EO, which is engine owning, is having free cheats now? I mean, everybody, if you drop into Warzone right now, there is so many cheaters, it's unbearable at the moment. So it's my personal thing is I wanted views, and it was probably a bad thing to do. I understand that, and I understand a lot of people are mad with me, but it got my name out there, and probably a bad way, but a lot of people do know me, and but I feel like I shed more light to the problem. I feel like I did.
Yeah, I mean, that's one way of looking at it. There are other ways as well to actually get your name out there, but
yeah,
I slightly understand where you're coming from. You put in the hard work as a legitimate streamer to the point where, you hit a brick wall, and that happens so many times as a legit streamer, right? You're hitting brick walls after putting in 15-hour days, grinding, trying to get yourself out there, get your name out there, contacting with other streamers, trying to, link up and all this. But that's the aim of the game. There's guys at the top who have got there the legitimate way. Now, there are guys at the top who've got there the illegitimate way as well. But there was one other guy who done very similar to you, which was It's Happy. And this guy was blatantly rage hacking, and he got his name out there on Facebook gaming to the point where he was literally like thousands of viewers, and
yeah, I know you're talking about.
Yeah, and so I get why you do it. People want to do it because they don't care at that point. They've already tried and failed. They want to just, well, in fact, I remember the video I made about you.
Yes.
The first video I found of you was called "If You Can't Beat Them, Join Them." Right? So I'm guessing that was around the time you decided, fuck it, I'm going to just start cheating.
And you were correct. That was my first day using cheats. I looked kind of odd, but I was just like shocked the whole video. So you were correct about that. It was one of my first times using it in exposing walls.
Yeah, well, actually, that video I did on you actually led me down a little bit of a rabbit hole, okay? Because I went from seeing that video, putting the video out, people, message me saying, yo, he's got a TikTok account as well, go and check that out. I don't really tend to bother with TikTok accounts because, if it comes to wall hacks, if people are trying to hide the fact they're cheating, then it's like, you can't see 2/3 of the gameplay anyway, so it's very hard to analyze gameplay off a TikTok video.
Absolutely.
But you were cheating on them TikTok videos, but then that led me down your teammate's route, which was Ponster Meanest, which was a great play on words, great play on words. But
yeah.
I mean, you guys weren't only cheating in the game at this point, because it led me down the path of finding a server where cheats were being sold and stuff like that as well. I don't know whether you were tied to that directly, but Ponster Meanest was promoting cheats as if he was either a reseller or he developed his own.
We're both not developers. We're both not make cheats or anything like that. We don't sell. We don't do any of that stuff. We just kind of show. We're both on the same path. We were both to show that Activision does absolutely nothing about it, and just show you how easy it is. At a price of a Happy Meal, which is $2-3, that's the price that you can pay for cheats.
Well, not now, as you said, they are free at the moment.
Yeah, they are free too for engine owning, for just walls
and radar, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So The thing is, when I actually found your TikTok account, without me seeing that, without me going down that rabbit hole and searching into who you were, why you cheated, and whether you still cheated at that time, I wouldn't have actually realised that when, I think it was either the official Call of Duty account or Activision account on Twitter, posted a video almost as if they were trying to troll the cheaters of Warzone, right? And they used one of your videos where you'd put up saying, look, my account's banned, they've got us, and so on. I'm listening to the tone of your voice in that video thinking, he's not being serious, surely. Like, is he trolling at this point? Because surely, I mean, I know at that point that you could still create accounts and get into the game. Even rage hackers were still lasting until around level 30, 40 on each account before being banned. So you must have been trolling at that point, and Activision took the bait.
They took the bait. You know, I hated to do that. Like I said, it was views again. Views. I've always wanted views. So I believe entertainment is entertainment, right? Content is content. You know, unless I'm doing something completely illegal, which is, you know, federal or state, I feel like content is content. Now, if I'm doing something illegal, I better stop what I'm doing right there. But I feel like I was just going against TOS, which is terms of service. But you know, but it is what it is, and I know a lot of people hate me now. But anyways, but yeah, I mean, it was fun for the time being. And Activision, you know, took the bait, and I got views, and they contacted me on Instagram. It was the weirdest thing. They contacted me. They said, "Hey, we love your video." I'm one of the co-founders or whatever, and I talked to them for a while, and then they got me to sign a huge DocuSign and all this junk, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
Did you read it?
Yeah, I read all of it. Yeah, just to make sure. But they told me to give my address and everything. I did. I was like, "Oh shit!" So Activision hates me. They know me more than anybody else does. I can promise you that. I can promise you.
Did you manage to see, like, did you receive a cease and desist order at any point?
I was going to go over that topic as well. I did receive a cease and desist. I did, and that was kind of scary. But at the same time, I don't know how much. I don't know if your personal opinion, but I don't know how much they can really do with that. I don't know what a cease and desist. I don't know how much they can really do with playing a video game. I don't know, but they did. They sent me a huge thing with a bunch of like Exhibit A. I mean, you should see it was 3-4 pages long. It was.
Well, I'll tell you this: if a multi-billion-dollar company sent me a cease and desist order, I'd oblige 100%. Whether or not you are fully aware of what they can do, they've got billions of dollars behind them to fight you, and you know, you're just one man. And at the end of the day, you know, you made a mockery of their game. They're going to do whatever they can within their power, whether it be scaremongering, whether it's just scare tactics or bullying, or whether or not they actually had a case against you. They've sent that cease and desist, and for you at that point, I'm guessing you're like, right, okay, that's it, I'm done. Did you decide to continue cheating after that, or did you stop?
So after that, I tried to go back to cheating. I tried, and I was like, I just felt really bad about it. You know, I'm a good guy. I'm not a bad guy. I felt bad in my stomach, and I felt bad in my heart, and I was like, yo, this is just not right. This something ain't right about this shit. So I just completely stopped. But now what I do is I slowly but surely expose a lot of people and show people how cheats work, and I'll give you the name brands of any cheat provider and how everything works. The biggest cheat provider right now is Colt, and that's the one with the flying car and everything like that. But yeah, I mean, now I'm just in the game of exposing people because I'm tired of people getting paid for not showing the walls.
Well, I mean, just for me being completely transparent with you here, I'm probably going to bleep out any names of cheat providers you use in the video today, simply because I don't want to be giving them any business from this podcast at all. But I do get what you're saying, and I understand how many different cheat providers are out there. Any you name, I've probably heard of myself. I spend like, I don't know, 15 hours a day at the computer, and if something new pops up, I research the hell out of it until I know it inside out, and that's how I've dealt with it. I spent months and months of my own time actually using the cheats to be able to learn how they worked firsthand, because if you're watching somebody's gameplay, the only way you can actually know if that is cheat or not is if you've experienced the natural gameplay and the cheat side of it as well, and that's the unfortunate side. And you're saying now that, you know, you're trying to expose people for cheating and so on, right? I want to ask you about the process I do on my videos and how you feel about that. When I break clips down, zoom in, slow them down and stuff, I have a lot of top level content creators who find that a laughable thing, the fact that I'm slowing it down. But you understand the logistics of each cheat menu and how many different settings there are to understand that sometimes slowing it down to see an unnatural micro adjustment might have happened. Right. So what would your process be if you were to be in my seat doing what I do? What would you do differently, or what would you do the same?
I would do the same thing. I don't think it's a laughable thing that you're slowing it down. I think that's a great thing. You know, like the FOV with the FOV circle, obviously you can hide that. That's what I think Zlaner uses. I think he uses very small FOV. It's small enough to know. I mean, it's like I said, I did a video on a long time ago, but it's small enough where it just increments. I mean, he plays on controller, he plays on 7.7. There's no way he can make those small adjustments like that with a controller. So he uses small FOV, and the way you're doing it is correct. Very, very slow. You can see the adjustments to the head, to the body, and there's different, you know, you can do any now instead of just head placement. You can do any, so it'll decide on which one you want. So I mean, it's disgusting, but you know, I did do it. I understand that, but it's disgusting. People are getting paid for it. That's my problem.
Yeah,
people get paid a lot of money for, and like I said, Zlaner is the main one. The main one.
So you believe that he's cheating 100%? Yeah,
100%, 100%. Okay. He's got a script on his. It's either he's got small FOV with a small private cheat menu, or he's got a script on his controller that you can load. It's simple. It's an exe file. You can load it to your controller. It's easy. So he's got small. Think of it. It's like big aim assist. It's like huge aim assist. He's got a step above aim assist. It's crazy, dude.
So you can understand how hard that would be to explain to people who've never experienced cheats that this isn't aim assist. This is actually soft aimbot in use. It's a low field of view with smoothness set up and the speed settings all lowered, and that's what it looks like. But people won't understand that that's what aimbot looks like, and they won't know the difference. Now, something that I wanted to run by you, because obviously you're willing to sit there and tell me who you believe's cheating in your opinion, right?
Absolutely.
Have I ever put a video out that you've disagreed with? Have I ever spoken about a streamer who you believe is legit, who I've actually given my opinion of, stating that I believe they're cheating?
I think you did one on Symfuhny one time, didn't you?
Yes.
I don't think he's cheating.
Right. I understand why you're saying that, right? And I'm going to let you explain further now before I carry on, actually. So explain to me why you believe he's not cheating.
He has a past of using like flicks. So you can tell the difference between a aimbot flick and a mouse flick. So his mouse flicks are really good. So he likes to troll people, and that's his biggest thing. There was a video I did, and I did kind of like do what you do. I sat back and looked at it and slowed it down. His flicks are like, you can just tell it's a straight up like, and you can see his arm move. Like the way he does it, he likes to troll people, and he's a great player. I believe personally that Symfuhny is not cheating. You can just look at his gameplay. There's a huge like if you look at Zlaner and then you look at Symfuhny, it's a huge difference. It's a huge difference if you compare those two gameplays.
But even if you were to compare them and they were both legit, right? Then it would be different anyway, because it's controller versus keyboard and mouse. But I understand what you're saying about the keyboard flicks. The original video I put out on Symfuhny was like 50 moments of Symfuhny flicking, right?
Yeah.
That's not what it was called. It was like 50 moments to prove Symfuhny's cheating. It was one of my first videos I put out, and I believe I've retitled that now. But I genuinely believe that Symfuhny, like you said, does a lot of trolling in his chat to his community, and that was his advertisement, his promotion technique was, look at me, I'm cheating, even though I'm not, but I am, but I'm not. You know, that sort of vibe. But what I felt like was that he was using aimbot and used the troll flicks to mask the fact that he was using aimbot, because although 9 out of 10 of them can be explained quite easily, that 1 out of 10 can't. Now, if you were to say, take all those moments, get rid of the ones that can be explained, and then do a compilation of ones that can't, I'd say there's still about 100 moments, and this is just Warzone gameplay of Symfuhny, that can't be explained. I'm not talking like just flicks. I'm talking about him having absolutely no knowledge of an enemy's location, who's right behind him, no minimap knowledge, no prior knowledge for 2 minutes running up to that moment. And after he's finished, one guy, his aim flicks right round. and you can't see his arm move, that sort of thing. So I do believe, and I would say now I believe that Symfuhny at this point in time isn't using any cheats. Do I think he has in the past? I think it's a big possibility, and I think the whole promotion of him flicking and saying he's cheating was to mask the fact that he might have actually been cheating. Yeah,
it could have been,
and it would have been, if that is the case as well. By the way, I just want to state this for the record: if that is the case, that Symfuhny was covering it up by trolling his community the way he did, that's next level brilliance. Just so far advanced in the troll, it would be brilliant, and it would go down in the history books. But again, there is so many people who disagree with that and think that he is or he isn't, and I've tend to found that a lot of people who think he is are controller players as well, so they don't really understand flicks, because I'll see an average keyboard and mouse player getting accused because they can flick. Dr. Disrespect, for example, average keyboard and mouse player, and because he can flick, he's getting accused.
Yeah, but like I said, if you also compare to biffle is a huge one too. Biffle 100% cheats as well. There's no doubt about that one either.
Diazbiffle is a rage hacker in my opinion. He is literally no webcam, live streams to thousands of viewers, and he doesn't have a care in the world. He's lasering people, and he's probably sat there laughing at his chat. He's getting donations, sponsorships, he's signed with Complexity, he's got everything going for him. So why wouldn't he just continue to play the way he has from the start, if he's got all them people willing to sign him, sponsor him, and defend him?
Yeah, you just better hope that stream proof cheat he's got going on doesn't doesn't mess up on him, because once that's gone, buddy, it will show everything.
That's it, isn't it? Imagine that day. That is the day I am waiting for with a lot of streamers. I mean, my channel took a hit at one point when there was a rendering issue in one of my videos, and that was actually a Zlaner video. And he used that as a get out of jail free card. But I understand, every comment I ever got within those comment sections on a video of Zlaner that was from somebody who admits to personally using cheats says, I have used cheats, I have seen them in action, I've used them for X amount of time, he is 100% cheating. Cheaters know when they've seen a cheater. Legit players don't. Legit players will take a man's word for it.
That's why I'm telling you, you are correct. I mean, you're definitely correct. That's why I'm telling you that. There's no question that Zlaner's doing something. It could either be, like I said, script on the controller, or a small cheat provider that does a private menu for him. It could be either or. But one of those, that's what he's got.
Right. So my question to you right now is that I know about majority of the publicly available cheats. I want to know if you have ever experienced privately built cheats specifically for you.
Not for me, but I've had a couple of private cheats that nobody else but 2 or 3 people could get. So yeah, I've had private cheats, but not specifically for me, but yeah, for 3 or 4 people. Yeah.
Are these ones that are just sort of in beta stage before they get released for public use, or are these ones that are being designed for being undetectable for top level streamers? Which was it?
Yeah, it was we have it had an auto ban feature on it. It was so different. So you could turn down the brightness of the cheat. So it was where the
opacity.
Exactly, the OBS and different things like that. But it was insane. Yeah. So it was definitely a private cheat, but yeah, it was crazy, dude. Like I said, I've dealt with a lot of different ones, and that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like I said, you're not gonna ever get rid of cheaters. Unfortunately, it's always gonna be there, but it's getting worse day by day.
Well, you mentioned earlier on that you believed that using cheats was okay because it was for content purposes, right? And you said you weren't breaking any laws doing that. I want to know, right, do you think that's the mindset a lot of these big content creators have? Or do you think that they're actually allowed to use them based on, the organizations decide with, or Activision actually allowing them, putting them on a whitelist? They're now COD partners. Are they allowed to use cheats for content purposes, or... and
it could be where they're whitelisted with Activision, 100%. It could definitely be that. I could see that happening for sure. But at the same time, I believe that, they just don't want to stop because A, they're having fun, and two, they're not breaking any laws, so that they have the same mindset as I did. It's just TOS. I mean, just make a new account and you're good. That's all there is to it, man. I mean, like I said, there's no legal, there's nothing.
And do you think there should be laws against it as well? I genuinely believe there should be laws against cheating in online video games. Yeah.
Different countries have different laws against that stuff. So I mean, I don't know why we don't, but I had a third party account generator that would just make me a million accounts if I wanted to. So that's what they have. It's just you can make as many accounts as you want to.
Well, I've been brought to it's been brought to my attention recently, which is something I already knew existed, but a specific program which can edit your stats on an account, right? Now, this is something that I'm actually in the process of working on as a video for this channel. I'm not sure if it's going to be out before this podcast goes, but I've been informed that this actual stat editor doesn't just edit your stats on your account now. You can edit your Activision ID. So, for example, say I have an account, badboybeaman #1, right? And then that gets banned. I can create another account and change the Activision ID on that to badboybeaman #1. So I can just continue to do that, screenshot my stats the day before it gets banned, and then update my stats on the new account. And nobody's going to be any the wiser at the fact that my account's been banned. Right? Yeah. Were you aware of anything like that? Have you ever edited any stats or anything like that on any accounts?
No. Every time I get off of an account, I had like a 70 KD, and then that where I would get shadow banned, and I would just drop into another account. I mean, it's usually around 70 to 80 KD is when you would get shadow banned.
Oh, is that it? Yeah, just 70.
Just around 70 to 80.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. But there are, this is what people don't understand as well, is that as well as I do that you can edit your cheats, the settings within them mid-game.
That's right.
You could literally be using 100% aimbot, headshot only with 100% field of view rather, and you could literally be rage hacking 1 second, and then within a split second, you could load other settings that you've already pre-saved, and then you could be soft aimbotting or just walls. And it's what people can't grasp the concept of, is that why would a streamer just cheat for that moment in a game and not the whole game? It's like if you're in a 1v4 situation, there's 4 of them because you've got wall hacks on. You're going to just notch that aimbot up a little bit to make sure you win that gunfight against all 4 of them, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what's sad, man, to be honest with you? The times I was cheating, I met a lot of people, a lot of different people. And you would go in and, win, right? But then you would talk to a lot of people that would come into, your lobby and talk trash to you and all that. And they would be, level 100, 200, 500, whatever it was, high level, And I said, bro, you're using walls, aren't you? He said, no, man, I'm not. Like, bro, I can tell. He's like, well, fine. And he told me how he got it. So there's people playing legit for years to have walls right now. It's just because, the aimbot is not detected. But I mean, it's ridiculous, man. People are playing walls right now. I mean, dude, there's so many people playing with walls right now. And like you said, they're level 500, 700, 600. I mean, there people have been playing the whole time Warzone's been out with walls, dude. I mean, it's crazy. Dude. I've met so many people. I'm like, I said, you feel good about this, man? At least I'm showing my cheats, He's like, well, nobody knows. All my friends, a couple of my friends know. And I'm like, bro, you got a level 800 and you're using walls.
But this is it, isn't it? Everybody who thinks that just because an account's high, they're not cheating. Why aren't they banned? Yeah. I'll tell you now, I know of so many streamers that I've put videos out on who have never been banned, who've never even been shadow banned, and some of their gameplay is at the top of my suspicion pile, like diazbiffle, for example. When was the last time he got shadow banned? He never, because he's whitelisted. Yeah, right? He's whitelisted, yeah. And this is what their fan base don't understand, is they can't be shadow banned, and the chances are there's something out there that's stopping them from being perma banned, even if a certain cheat provider that they're using actually gets detected. This is what people got to understand, is like you said earlier, it's all just a show. It's all just for content, and it's not breaking any laws. So why wouldn't they cheat?
Yeah, it's all entertainment, man. It's just like watching a show on TV. It's just entertainment.
WWE.
Yeah, literally.
It is, yeah, it is exactly like that.
Like, oh shit, he just did that. He's amazing. And I'm sitting here like looking at all my shit on my screen. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy, man. It's like I said, it's only gonna get worse. Dude, it's only gonna get worse for everybody listening. It's only gonna get worse. Get out when you can, because Warzone is not gonna be the same in the next couple of months.
Well, I don't think it's just Warzone. I think every FPS game that's got crossplay enabled, or any FPS game for PC gaming now, with how advanced the cheats are that being put out publicly are now. Like, it used to just be a case of aimbot was headshot, like dead, headshot dead, and that was it. Yeah. And wallhacks was very basic as well, but
that's right.
With the amount of different settings on publicly available cheat providers for like $3, like you mentioned earlier, why wouldn't people use them? And this is the big problem, that everyone's using them now. So I personally, I've just went out about 3-4 weeks ago and bought a PS5 and turned crossplay off if I do play Warzone. But it's very rare that I do play it now, because there's no enjoyment in it whatsoever for me, because if it's not a case of coming up against cheaters, the game's lagging and bugging and just outright trash through and through. And you've said it's coming to an end. It is definitely coming to an end. It's going to be a miserable end, but it's the end that I sort of wanted. This game needs to completely die out simply because of the amount of cheaters that have actually plagued it. They left it too late for the anti-cheat, let's be honest. They used your video as an example of the anti-cheat working. The next day, you're there laughing at them on TikTok on a video showing they got it wrong. Oh, thanks for using my video, but I'm still cheating. The whole thing's been a show, and that is it. Ricochet was a publicity stunt to sell Vanguard, in my opinion.
It's just put money. It's just money. It's just all it was. It's just money.
That's all it's ever going to be run by, is money at the end of the day. But what do you think about them? They've delayed Warzone 2, right? So Warzone 2 was meant to be coming out 2022. It's been delayed now till 2023. Do you think the same problem is going to occur on that game, or do you think it'll be different?
Here's my opinion on Warzone 2. When Microsoft steps in, I think it's going to be a different ball game, in my opinion. I think Microsoft means what they say, and I think Microsoft is a big fish. So I think they're actually going to do some shit. I don't know exactly what, but I will say Microsoft will take care of Activision's problems 100%. I believe Microsoft will do that. They're a huge company, and they have a lot of following, and they've got the best of the best. So I personally believe that there still might be some cheats, but there will be huge consequences if you ever cheat on a Microsoft game. I'm telling you. I don't think it's going to happen.
I wouldn't be surprised if Bill Gates goes out of his way to get laws put in place to actually stop people being able to cheat online, because that's the extent he goes to make sure that his companies run correctly. And essentially, with him buying, Activision, that he needs that to run right. And he's buying a broken company at the moment, and he needs to fix it. And that is the way to fix it. Implement laws, not rules. Once those laws are in place, anyone caught cheating, financial, difficulty for them, or years in jail, who knows? But I genuinely do hope that Warzone 2 succeeds. I've been a massive Call of Duty fan my whole life, as I'm sure you have as well. Yes, so
absolutely,
to see the game, the title Call of Duty, be rammed and dragged through the mud the way it has been the last 2 years, it's embarrassing to say that you're a Call of Duty player. Now imagine being a streamer and that's your full-time job and you are legit. Imagine being legit as a streamer right now in this current climate with the amount of cheaters in the game. It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, yeah. It's bad, man. It's terrible. I do feel for all the streamers, man. So if you're a streamer out there, man, I feel bad for you, dude. I really do.
Well, I'm looking to try and do something on my channel soon, which is going to be bringing a lot of attention to up-and-coming legitimate streamers anyway. I've started a new video series. I've only put one episode out. It's called Top 5. It's going to be some funny moments, some cheating moments, and some, moments of me giving top 5 up-and-coming streamers a chance to, get their name out there a little bit to my community. I want to give as much back as I can to the legitimate streamers, and I think that that's the only way I can do it. But it's hard when they're all playing Warzone and everybody seems sort of depressed at the moment because the game's depressing everyone and we've got another year of it, so I'm hoping that something else comes up. I really do. I think that another FPS could work. I play Apex Legends from time to time. I'm nothing special at it, but it's enjoyable. because
It's a
it
lot
does.
different and
Yeah,
enjoyable. Yeah.
but there are
Yeah,
still
I feel
cheaters in that as well.
oh yeah, I actually used a couple cheats when I was in that too as well when I was in, but if you look at a lot of streamers too that are cheating on Warzone currently, or people that we think are, a lot of people are moving to Apex slowly. You know, you see Zlaner playing a lot of Apex now too, so you could almost tell there's man, people are getting caught and they know it, man. They're feeling like they're getting caught, so they're moving to Apex for a little bit.
Yeah,
It's so easy to see, man. It's so easy to see. Like I said, I know I've done it for a while, and I just want to shed light, man. That's my biggest thing now. I want to shed light to it, and I'm going to do it too.
are there any other streamers who you believe are cheating who I haven't mentioned? I know I've mentioned hundreds of them on my channel, but
Huskers.
I've mentioned huskerrs on my channel. I have.
Yeah.
I do believe that at some point he's got like aimbot potential walls as well, but
He's got walls, yeah. That's what it is. Yeah. He's got
and
walls.
I've called him out in the past, made a little bit of an error in regards to a UAV, but other than that, I mean, everything I said within the video was pretty much bang on, and it's like it brings me back to like Zlaner, for example, when he actually done a response to me out of the hundreds of clips that I'd put out of him doing things that just weren't natural. He decided to use a moment that I'd done where I was accusing huskerrs, a moment of me accusing Aiden, right? And all his mates, all his little friends, right? You know, he used clips from all of them. But the moment that he actually started, like, if you look at his stats online now, like, they're all worse now than they ever were. If you look at his highest games played on COD Tracker, this is Zlaner, by the way. Look at his highest games played, like his highest kills. They're all from like a year ago and a little bit further, before he was getting accused. Mm-hmm. So it's like, people don't understand that cheats can be adjusted, but if you actually look at the story of not just Zlaner, but Zlaner, diazbiffle, and other streamers, you can see slight adjustments within their gameplay. Well,
yeah, absolutely.
They're cheats, maybe, right?
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah. You can change smoothing, like I said, FOV, everything, man. I mean, shot placement. I mean, FOV on their player. I mean, they could see more. I mean, the radar. You know, everything. You've got, and then private cheats probably have more stuff. You know, I mean, I used to have something that would be you crash the server. So if I lost, I just crashed the server. Everybody would just.
We wasn't you who done that, and Joe put the video out about. Was that you who crashed his server?
No, that wasn't me.
No,
but I know who was you. Like I said, the company that was that has that. I know what it is, but yeah, everybody's got it now.
Yeah, because it's like I think as well that these things are available to certain people, like streamers, for example, before anybody else in the public or the Call of Duty space knows about them. And it's like when Drifter, a YouTuber called Drifter, put out a video talking about the Net Duma router and how you can use Duma OS to set your geolocation to certain points in the world to break the skill-based matchmaking. He left out a couple of details because he didn't want to expose how to actually do it, but it caused uproar. And it was the top streamers who were basically saying at the time, almost like he was a tinfoil hat wearer, because he's exposed something that they didn't want exposing. It's like then the no-lag VPN, along with other VPNs that were being used at the time to breach skill-based matchmaking. And these streamers played off as if like, yeah. But the whole website for these VPNs is get yourself a Warzone bot lobby today for just $7.99 a month or whatever, And these streamers are like, why? How can you use a VPN? Playing dumb, when in reality they've probably been using it since as far back as they can remember. Dropping world record 60 kill games. Yes, mate, of course. And even with a VPN, you're not doing that. You have to have VPN and walls, or VPN walls and soft aimbot to even attempt to get 60 kills in a game, let's be honest.
Swag uses VPN. So Swag uses VPN, and he gets all the bots. Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's nothing new there. He's actually come out and admitted to reverse boosting, or been accused of reverse boosting at least, from as far back as, Infinity Warfare or whatever it was. Like, that guy's been reverse boosting since as far back to do his double nukes and whatnot, and then he based his whole brand on it, the nuke squad, but whatever floats the boat. But that comes back in again with it being the content and how it's just a show, and they're just putting a show on. The issue that these guys have got now is the fact that everybody's able to put on that same show, which makes them not as relevant. But they're whitelisted, so everyone else who's trying to put on this show that they are, they're going to end up getting caught by detections within the game eventually. but the whitelisted players won't. And that's why these guys ended up crying for an anti-cheat at one point after about a year of not mentioning cheats within the game.
Now, have you? I know VPN could be a thing, but a big thing. But have you heard of spoofing before?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, that's a big thing. So you have to get a right spoofer, but people don't understand. Like some spoofers do not work whatsoever. They say they do, but they don't. Like that's the problem. You have to get a good spoofer to play multiple games because if you don't get a good spoofer, you're going to get banned before you even get into a new account. You have to find a good spoofer. So a lot of people are really searching for that spoofer too. So
and a lot of them actually got detected. That's where I think Activision went with it rather than actually trying to detect cheats themselves. They decided to go after the spoofers because the spoofers, if you can detect them, wipe them from whatever hardware they're actually spoofing at the moment. If that hardware has actually been banned in the past, then it's going to cause whatever account they're using at that time to end up with another ban, or at least a shadow ban. And that's how they went after so many people in these ban waves. I don't think they've ever actually detected like a full cheat engine, only specific things within it, like silent aim, obviously the spoofers that come alongside them, maybe the 2D radar, sometimes headshot aimbot. But again, that's based on reports in game before they're even actually getting detected.
That's right. And it's unfortunate for me. Like I said, I know I did it. I'm fine with it. I like I said, I take responsibility for what I did. But now I got to run a spoofer to play legit now. So it's and I already replaced my parts of my PC. I replaced after I stopped cheating, I replaced my my RAM, my CPU. I changed everything. Spent a couple $100 and they still banned me. So there's something else in my PC. I changed my motherboard too. I don't know what else it could be. So I now have to use a spoofer to play legit. So if I just say don't cheat at all because it's awful, man. I got to pay for a separate spoofer just to play legit.
And people don't understand like the consequences either, because as well, if you were to go and buy a new PC, right? If you were to try and sell the one you've got now, you're essentially selling like the damaged hardware. Because imagine I was to buy your PC off you. I'm made up. I've just spent, I don't know how much your PC's worth. Let's call it $1,500, right? I send you that money. You send me the PC. I'm about to sit down and enjoy some Warzone with 200 FPS. I'm excited. And I can't make an account because it's been banned. I've actually had people reach out to me in the past on Twitter telling me, listen, I've got the receipts here. I bought the PC. I've loaded my game up. I'm banned. And I'm like, yeah, it sounds like it's got a hardware ID ban on the PC you've bought if you've bought it secondhand. And they're like, I did. So it's bought secondhand, used. So I will always refrain from buying any used PC parts. And maybe that's what's happened to you. I don't know if you bought brand new or used, but it sounds like
brand new.
Yeah.
Brand new.
Well,
yeah, brand new, and then I bought a brand new set again. And I got that banned because I didn't replace something else. I didn't replace that because you could screw up your motherboard, RAM, whatever it is, if you don't replace one part because it's still ID banned. So you have to really replace a lot. So yeah, it cost me a lot of money, and I'm still banned. So I'm out, $500 and still.
Yeah.
Still banned.
So whilst people think that cheating only costs $3.99 for a 4 or 5 day period, really in reality you are essentially, affecting your PC, which could end up costing you grands to either replace the parts or buy a new one just to play a video game. It's not worth cheating, is it, whatsoever?
No, it's definitely not, and I'd say that to anybody. Like I said, I have to run a third party spoofer just to play legit. That's not fun. You have to click a spoofer and you gotta wait for it to load and it could crash your PC. It done it before. So just to play legit with my buddies, I've got to run a spoofer. Yeah. It's annoying. I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Yeah, it's not good, not good. So let's look back at some of these more recent streamers who are starting to deny the fact that they're cheating. For example, I don't know whether you've paid attention to recent videos I've put up, but I put one up of a guy called Shifty TV. Now, this guy is identical, in my opinion, to diazbiffle, but he's denying the fact that he's cheating. After being accused by an ex-Call of Duty pro Blast, he ended up being able to enter into a $15,000 Boom TV tournament after being accused of cheating. I don't know whether, have you seen the videos about that?
I've seen one, but I don't know too much about Shifty. But I have to look at his gameplay. I haven't even looked at his gameplay, but I did hear about he got accused of cheating, and he got accepted in the Boom tournament.
Okay, yeah. Like these guys, they must be in some sort of like circle at the top, and that sounds like such a conspiracy theory. But
it's true. It's true. You're not lying, dude. Somebody's got connections with Activision. You're not lying. It's the truth.
What do you think? What do you think about Wagnificent and his career so far?
Oh, Wagnificent is 100% cheating. I know Ponce Dominus, he's my buddy. He stopped cheating as well. We're both partners, but he stream sniped him a while back with cheats, and he was behind the wall. He was creeping. I mean, you could tell we had walls and he had walls. We were both looking at each other through a tree. It was the craziest thing you ever seen. So he's got walls.
Yeah. And let's not forget the fact that he got banned as well in the engine owning ban wave back in September 2020. And since then has actually been able to grow by like 5 times his follower account. His views have shot up by around 3,000 concurrent viewers. And he's been able to enter into over 40 different tournaments. If you actually add up all the winnings of the tournaments he's actually been allowed to enter since being banned by Activision, it probably equates to around $1 million. And that just shows that the top circle are somehow protected. Because actually since that, and he'd done a big kickoff and said that he was going to expose the whitelist as well. I don't know if you remember that. He hasn't had a single shadow ban since. Since all these boys, TP, Symfuhny, along with all the others, defended him on Twitter to Activision. And he hasn't had a shadow ban since. Almost like his name got added to the whitelist because of it.
There's a big list, man. There's a big list of people that are on the white list, man. It's a huge list, dude. I don't know how many, but there's a lot. There's a lot.
No, I do. I genuinely believe so as well. But I remember for a long time being called a tinfoil hat wearer, which is actually why I ended up getting this merchandise made. It's backwards at the minute for me, but tinfoil hat. I thought it was fitting because these guys said I was a tinfoil hatter. And for a long time, I thought that it was just about being reported within the game, but I do genuinely believe at this point in time there is so much more to the whitelist than what they want us to know about.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot more that we don't know. Like I said, I'm glad Activision is going away and Microsoft's going to step in, because Activision is an awful company, and allowed a lot of people to do cheats. And like I said, and it's funny too. On TikTok, I was one of the first to do that. I was one of the first to stream cheats. I mean, I know I was. Now, if you flip through TikTok, I don't know if you flip through TikTok. You said you don't really like TikTok, but if you flip through TikTok, there is a million different people cheating. It's infested now. It's crazy. It's insane.
But that's it, isn't it? If one person seems to be doing it and they're not getting banned for it, then someone else is going to think, why should I work hard when this guy isn't? And then they copy and follow suit, and so on and so on. And it's like the rule of 3. 3 people see you do it, they copy. 3 people see them, and that's 9. And so on and so on, until you've got hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people doing it. Yeah. But again, the worst ones are the ones who are hiding it. The ones who are hiding it for content purposes, to make out that they are God tier. The likes of your Torvet, the likes of your Nightlen, the likes of your Wagnificent, your Zlaners, your diazbiffle. I could go on for hours of names of people.
I'm not the one. I never hit it. That's the thing. I never lied. I never hit it. That's the problem. I mean, I know people get mad at me, but that's cool. But I never hit it. I never decided to hit it. I told everybody everything. I didn't hide nothing. I know I was cheating, but I wasn't hiding behind stream proof cheats.
Yeah, but this is the difference as well, is that like people like in the Call of Duty community, there's a lot of toxicity within the community anyway, but you're the type of cheater that people hate, right? You're the type of cheater people hate because you're ruining everyone's games. You are ruining everyone in your lobby's game. Someone in that game deserves to win, not you, right? Fair enough. Fair points to make. But as a cheater, in the category of cheaters, that's probably the one that bothers me the least. And then there's like so many different levels above that. Then you've got the ones who just use walls, maybe ones who are using, rage hack aimbot, thinking they're getting away with it, likes of your Icy Vixen and Bearded Banger on Twitch, who were clearly using aimbot, like rage hack aimbot. But then they got caught quickly. So there's different levels, but then you've got the ones who have mastered the art of using wall hacks on their own and hiding them stream proof, or using soft aimbot and walls and hiding it. And they're the ones who are being successful and making a lot of money from it. whilst lying to their community about it, and they're the biggest and worst cheaters out of all different levels of cheaters, I think. And the worst part of it is, I think if it actually come out that one of these guys at the top, who I've actually put videos out on, comes out and admits to it, or accidentally shows a cheat menu or walls, I think the community will forgive them and be like, oh no, we understand. You know, the game's filled with cheaters, you know, and that's the worst part.
Yeah, that's the way it's probably going to happen. Yeah, I mean, like I said, Tim the Tap Man, he obviously is not using aimbot, but he's one of the biggest whitelisters I've ever seen, man. I mean, he could play with a cheater. He could, I mean, he could do whatever he wants. Somebody on that high list of a whitelist is I mean, it's just insane, dude.
Yeah, and he actually claimed he didn't have a clue if there was a whitelist as well when I first started talking about it some time ago. I'm talking 12 months ago. I've done a video recently about him, and I was talking about how he was claiming there was no whitelist, and if there was, he isn't on it, when he's one of the largest Call of Duty Warzone content creators at the time. So why on earth wouldn't he be on it? Why wouldn't his account be protected from being mass reported in a game? At least. So of course he was on a whitelist back then, but I just think that back then, 12 months ago, nobody really knew about it. It was all a myth. It was hearsay. It was like nothing that anybody had actually witnessed. It wasn't until a content creator who went by the name of the gaming definition, right? He contacted me and said, listen, my account used to be whitelisted, but recently I've been getting shadow banned again, like they've taken it off, and he sent me all the email proof. So I exposed that in a video. He gave me permission to do that. And once I started the ball rolling, it was like a snowball effect. It just kept getting bigger. More information was coming in. And then Activision allowed their content creators to put out information themselves about the whitelist. Now, Tim the Tap Man stayed quiet at that point because of the fact that he denied any knowledge of it in the past. But you are right. He's probably one of the biggest names on that whitelist. Him, Swag, probably Nick Merckx as well. I don't think Dr. Disrespect is on the whitelist, by the way, because he had a lot of disagreements with Activision in the past. But there are plenty on there, man.
Doc is the one of the most legit streamers. I mean, I don't even know why he's playing with Z. It kind of hurts me in a way. It just hurts me when he plays with Z, because Doc is such a good guy, and he doesn't realize that he's Z is cheating his ass off, man.
I think he realizes it, dude, genuine. But like you said, it's all a show. Look at Dr. Disrespect. He's playing a character at the end of the day. So he's putting on a show, but he's not cheating. Not in my opinion. Other people do believe he is, but I disagree with them. And at the same time, I also agree that he is cheating by association. Right? If you had rage hacks, right? You had walls and aimbots just cranked up max, and me and you were to play a game now, and you told me beforehand, I'm rage hacking this game, and I'm like, all right, cool, easy win. I'm a cheater because I know I'm playing with you, and I'm getting an easy win. Yeah. Guilty by association. Yeah. Technically, well, it's factually correct, and guilty by association. But if Dr. Disrespect says nothing, and he's got plausible deniability, if anything ever does come out of Zlaner in the future, or anyone else that Dr. Disrespect has played with, he can just do what every other streamer does, and that is play dumb. Oh my god, I didn't know. Oh, really? I didn't notice it. Didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Yeah. I agree with you. Yeah. I think one day, I think he's one of the first ones going to drop. I think Z is one of the first ones going to drop.
Yeah, there's a lot of people talking about him now, though. I've already decided. I mean, obviously, he's actually been mentioned a lot in this podcast, but the intention of this podcast was never to really pick on individuals. But I've said I'm never going to put out another video on Zlaner where, and people misunderstood that. I'm not going to be breaking down any of his gameplay anymore. I'm not going to be sitting there analysing his shots, because I've done probably, I don't know how many videos, but there's about 300 moments of his gameplay which he will never, ever explain, because it can't be explained without admitting to cheating, right? So if I've put out that much to the point where there are people still defending it, then there's nothing I can do.
Fanboys, man. Yeah, that's just fanboys. That's all.
Those who believe he's cheating right now will believe he's cheating forever. Those who don't will probably never change their minds unless he shows his cheats live on stream.
And that doesn't mean his movement's bad. Like here's the thing. Like he works on his movement. You can tell the amount of time he puts in the game is crazy. So yeah, your movement's going to be good in the game, right? Your movement's
Yeah.
going to be really good. But his shot placement's not perfect like that every single time. I can guarantee that. So, but people get that confused. They look at the movement and say, "Man, this guy's cracked because his movement." No, that's not even close. That's two separate things, man. I mean, look at his shot. Look at his shot. I mean, yeah. I mean, I think it's more or less people that are confused and don't know how it works. And like I said, I'm here to educate as well. So that's what I'm planning to do.
Yeah, the movement side of things as well, I find that a lot of the movement these guys do is to mask what they're actually using as well. You know, when they're doing all the slide cancelling in a sort of snake-like pattern and they're looking left and right constantly, right? They're pushing in a direction towards someone they know is there, but they're checking their left and right to see if any other teams are pushing in. And sometimes they might even do like a little joke about jump spin, like, and do a full 360. They've just checked their whole peripherals. They don't know if anyone's behind them with wall hacks on unless they turn around. But they've just done that and checked. And I just think
he did a little flip.
The amount of times that you could pull that off and get away with it in a game, and people are just like, "No, he's just got cracked movement. That's just 8 hours a day," you know. And I don't think the Zlaner shows massive signs of all that compared to others. But there is definitely signs within a lot of people's gameplay. And I'm at a point now where it's genuinely just like, it's boring that everyone is up to it. Everyone's up to no good. Everyone's doing, well, not everyone, sorry, I shouldn't say that because there are hard-working streamers out there, but everyone's getting tarred with the same brush because there are that many streamers actually using cheats. And it's not fair at all. But like you've said, you're there to now educate people. And although I'm not sure what route you're actually taking, whether or not you're still putting out videos using cheats to demonstrate how they're used, or whether or not you're trying to put information out like the way I do.
Since Activision sent me that Season 6, I'm a little worried about putting actual cheat menus out there. But we'll see where I go with it. But I do want to expose I want to go a step above. I want to show what I know and what I've done for a while, and compare it with like Z and Biffle and different people like that. So, but I'm willing to take a risk at times. So we'll see. But like I said, I know how it works, and get ready because I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm 100% with you.
Well, I'm happy to hear it, and I do hope that maybe some point in the future you can get the information across without having to use the cheats as well, although comparisons are great. I've been slated in the past for using them within public lobbies, so if you ever need anything to set up like a custom and you need people, then hit me up and we can try and sort something out and get things replicated. If you need to do a demonstration of what something looks like, maybe we can try and do it and work together on that.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love that. Yeah, just hit me up, and like I said, I'm ready to show the next step and show what people are actually doing versus what people are fanboying and say, "Oh my God, this guy's amazing." He's not just amazing. He's just a cheater. And like I said, I see it plain as day, but people don't. So I want to open people's eyes. That's what I want to do.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. We'll end it there, man. It's been great having you on, and a lot of the information that we've spoken about today has been great, and I'm sure the viewers will have appreciated it. I'm going to message you over on Twitter after I finish recording this to get your socials, which I will link in the description below. But guys watching, if this lad here ever ends up rage hacking again, you don't have to follow him. You can unfollow him. And hopefully he can put out some information that helps us along the journey of trying to catch some streamers who are cheating.
I'll help.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for coming on Rush360, and until next time, I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace! Peace!